Go back to Cindy. You brought in a chart about a passion of yours regarding Seneca Lake. I hate to say it, can you briefly give us a rundown of where you are with this project and tell our viewers what's on that you've been following?
Well, you know I can't do it briefly.
I know you can, but go ahead and give it. But go ahead and give it to us.
But yeah, I've got all kinds of paperwork here and graphs, but I'm not going to use any of that because we don't have time.
All right.
Next time we come on your show, it does need to be an hour show.
All right. Okay. We'll book it. We'll book it.
But yeah, and it's not just a passion of mine. It's really about the future of the Finger Lakes, in my estimation, and I think Cindy agrees with me on this one wholeheartedly.
Definitely.
We've both been working on it. She's been working on it as well. But I think most people are aware of the proposal to store LP gas in abandoned salt caverns on the shores of Seneca Lake down near Watkins Glen. That said, we opposed it as a full board, for the first municipality to oppose it just about 2 years ago. Since then, there are 17 municipal communities that have passed opposition or resolutions in opposition, including the city of Rochester a couple weeks ago. All four Yates, Ontario, Seneca, Tompkins County around the lakes. Schuyler County obviously is in favor of it. But for us, it's about proximity. It's about location. Storing these gases right on the shores of the lake makes no sense. They store them in 31 other locations around the state. We don't know why 32 is the magic number, but there was one graph I had, and it's very compelling because what it shows is the amount of chloride in.
Put that up there, Steve.
In Seneca Lake, and it's really the one that it sells most people on the issue. There's two slides here, and these are per Dr. John Halfman, who is Finger Lakes Institute, Hobart William Smith. That big green bold line on this side here, this side, is Seneca Lake compared to the other 10 Finger Lakes as far as chloride goes.
Amazing.
I mean, by comparison, it is far saltier than any other lakes. And this graph at the top, which is kind of busy, but it shows the chloride from 1900 to the present, and you see that big spike in the middle. Well, that's 1964, and that's the first year they started storing LPG in these caverns.
Wow.
A company called TEPCO stored 3 million gallons there for 20 years, stopped in 1984. So there hasn't been any LPG stored since 1984. That was 3 million gallons. Today they're proposing to store out of the gate 88 million gallons.
So you think those high levels are still as a result of that storage that ended in 84?
Absolutely. Halfman will tell you that whatever happens to that lake, if you stopped everything, salt production, they do a lot of salt mining over there. Certainly some of that gets in there. But whatever you do to that lake takes 100 years for it to get back to where it was.
Wow.
So that big spike, in order for it to totally settle out, would be 100 years from 1964. Now, did it cause it? We aren't saying that storing those fuels caused that spike. Because you can't make that direct correlation.
Okay.
But what you can say is they stored fuels in 1964 under pressure, and oh, by the way, we had a huge spike in salt in the lake. So did it cause it? We don't know. Kind of feels like it may have been a contributing factor. And is it worth the risk again today? Absolutely not. Another thing that Halfman says that's very compelling is if he had a child right now under the age of 1 year old, he would not allow them to drink Seneca Lake water.
Wow.
And I'm talking water that comes out of the water treatment plant in Geneva. They do not remove sodium and chloride. And the EPA and the DEC have a warning level of 20 parts per million, and currently the lake's sitting at about 80.